the shutdown in New York. You've lauded New York for their policy. New York had the highest death rate in the world. How could we possibly be jumping up and down and saying, oh, Governor Cuomo did a great job? He had the worst death rate in the world.
No, you misconstrued that, Senator, and you've done that repetitively in the past. They got hit very badly. They've made some mistakes. Right now, if you look at what's going on right now, the things that are going on in New York to get their test positivity 1% or less is because they are looking at the guidelines that we have put together from the task force of the 4 or 5 things of masks, social distancing, outdoors more than indoors, avoiding crowds, and washing hands.
Or they've developed enough community immunity that they're no longer having the pandemic because they have enough immunity in New York City to actually stop.
I challenge that, Senator, because I want to, please, sir, I would like to be able to do this because this happens with Senator Rand all the time. You were not listening to what the director of the CDC said, that in New York, it's about 22%. If you believe 22% is herd immunity, I believe you're alone in that.
There's also the pre-existing immunity of those who have cross-reactivity, which is about 1/3 of the public in many estimates from studies, which would actually get you to about 2/3.
I'd like to talk to you about that also, because there was a study that recently came out that pre-existing immunity to coronaviruses that are common cold do not cross-react with the COVID-19.
It really is incredible that a guy that goes around calling himself a doctor has spread more misinformation.
And walked around with the coronavirus.
And by the way, I got to say, he is first among many who have been competing in that chamber as Republicans to spread the most misinformation that could kill people.
And the virus.
Rand Paul.
He had it. He walked around.
And here's a guy, who had it. Knew he had it or knew he'd just been tested for it, was spreading it around before he got his test results back, and now is talking about New York having herd immunity when it's only 22%, as Anthony Fauci said. And we find out yesterday, Willie, that only 10% of Americans, from what our doctors and what Trump's own administration has been able to figure out, only 10% of Americans have so far been infected with the coronavirus, and we have 200,000 deaths. Add that up, multiply that out. We're in big trouble if people listen to Rand Paul and other conspiracy theorists like Rand Paul instead of people like Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, and Dr. Redfield said that exactly, what you just pointed to yesterday. The head of the CDC said only 10% of Americans have had coronavirus, 10%, which leaves 90%, left some of those senators in their tracks. But I can't believe we're still talking about herd immunity, given everything doctors and public health experts have told us about how dangerous that idea is. And with due respect to Dr. Rand Paul, he's an ophthalmologist, which is a great kind of doctor to be. But I will take Dr. Fauci's word on herd immunity, one of the leading infectious disease experts in the world, over that of Dr. Paul.